hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Mind Your Business. I am Tanika Sneeds and I am your host. And I guess I got myself in the dark because I don't have no lights on. So hold on a second. Let me see if I can get some lights shining on this situation. Okay, let me see. Uh-huh. Well, there we go. That might be a little bit better. Okay. So tonight I have Rheann Alapar. She is a podcast. Um, oh my goodness, I can't even get it out. Oh my God. She's a podcast editor and she's on a mission to help podcasters and aspiring podcasters in creatively expressing their message by simplifying the process of creating quality podcasts. She believes that everyone has a voice and that everyone deserves to be heard because their opinion matters. That's why she decided to help them in amplifying their voices so they could focus more on providing valuable content and staying connected with their listeners. So tonight she is on here so she can talk about what she does. And she actually helped me with one of my podcasts. So I did a little review for her, and she did one of my podcasts that on my mindfulness podcast. And so she does really, really great work. And when the interviews start to go on the podcast, she's going to work with me to do that. And so I would highly recommend her. So tonight you get to hear firsthand what she does and why she does it. So, Rheann, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Please welcome yourself to the show by telling us who you are, what you do, and why you do it.
Hello, Tanika. Thank you for the introduction, and hello to everyone who's watching or listening on the show. I'm Rheann, and I'm a podcast editor. And yes, I help podcasters and aspiring podcasters express their message creatively by simplifying the process in creating quality podcasts so that they could save time, allowing them to focus more on creating valuable content and to stay connected with the listeners. And we all know everyone have stories to tell, and I'm here to help them create that impact out there. So I just wanted to share a little backstory of mine. Right after I graduated in college, I decided not to pursue my teaching career because I just lately realized that it wasn't for me. And I wanted to have my own business where I could work in my own time and I could still allocate time for my family. That's why I took a leap of faith and took a different path. I know this path looks scary, but I really believe that this is the best decision that I made for myself, and I know that it will be worth it. So I dive right into freelancing. At first, I was really unsure of what should I offer as a freelancer. If I should do graphics design or video editing, audio editing, because I cannot do all of those things all at once, and I needed to choose only one digital skill that I could be known for something. That's why I took the time having my self reflection to just deeply know what are the things I'm good at, what are the things that I enjoy and I love doing. And I realized that the digital skill that truly aligns with me and I could offer to the world is audio editing because first I love sound design. I love listening to good music. And another thing is, I love listening to podcasts. It all started when I joined two FB groups. The first one was Podcast VAs or Podcast Virtual Assistants. And the second group was all about podcasters. So the first one, which is the Podcast Virtual Assistants, they talk about the process on making podcasts, everything about making podcasts, all about writing show notes, guest management, um, audio editing or the post production, and that that caught me the most. So I tried learning about audio editing or podcast editing. I'd research in YouTube and
Or the
still
post
I
production and
continuously
that
upskill.
audio editing or podcast editing. I'm sorry, keep going. I accidentally turned on my phone and it you can hear the background. Sorry. Go ahead.
And back to what I'm saying. So I choose audio editing. I watched tutorials about editing podcasts, and still I'm continuously upskilling about podcast editing. And the second one, which is the podcasters group, where they share all about their podcast shows, and they also talk about their struggles in making podcasts or their guest interviews. And I saw a post there that for some podcasters, the real struggle is the audio editing. Because for some podcasters, the fun part was the recording, where they can just talk and um, talk with their guests and just 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 like that. And the sad part and the overwhelming part is the audio editing or the post production, because there's a lot going on in post production. It is not just simply putting the intro, outro. You need to make sure that the audio quality is well polished, and you also need to cut out the bad parts that doesn't need to be added on the podcast. And that gave me the sign that those posts from the those posts from some podcasters gave me the sign that they might need help. That's why I push myself to really upskill and go visible out there and market my service, because I love what I do and I just want to help them. And lastly, as an introvert, I just love hearing or listening to other people's perspectives in life, and because it helps me better understand them, and at the same time I learn from them.
Yes.
So since I just recently began my podcast editing business, I needed to have samples of work. And in order for me to have samples of work, I tried offering free work, wherein I will edit one podcast episode in exchange of testimonial. So what I did was I tried posting on FB groups, on in female entrepreneur groups, and luckily Tonika saw my post, and she's my very first client that accepted my offer, and I'm so glad that I had the chance to work with her, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm glad that we had the opportunity to work together too because I call myself an accidental podcaster because I had no clue what I was doing when I started this thing. And it was so funny because I had no equipment when I started. I started on my telephone or on my cell phone, and then I was eventually able to move up with buying different equipment as I started to progress. And so it was so funny at the time when I met you that I was saying, I gotta be able to edit, and I don't know how to do that. And then you just arrived. And so I was like, this is going to be great because when I start putting the shows together, I need someone to do that because I don't have a clue. And like we discussed earlier, the mindful podcast that I do, I just do it and it goes. And so I think what you edited was one of the mindfulness podcasts that I did. and it sounds so good. When I heard it, I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that that's me. That's amazing!" Like she did such a great job on that, and so I'm so excited to be working with you when we put the Mind Your Business podcast together and put all the interviews together. I think it's going to be really amazing because you do such great work, and so I'm excited to go further with you and working with you to do that. But I wanted to ask you, it's so funny because you said you went to school to be a teacher. So you were going to be a school
Yes,
teacher.
yes.
And so what were you going to teach?
I focus on food and food and restaurant food and restaurant management.
Okay. Okay. And
I
so that's way different than what you're doing. And so did you have a passion for that as well, or what made you go to school for that?
I just wanted to explore. I
Okay.
thought I thought that it at first I thought that it was for me. But right after I graduated, I there's so many things that I realized that sometimes when you get the chance to explore that thing, um, you it gave me a realization that maybe this wasn't for me. That's what, and I decided to choose another way of exploring other things that might be meant for me.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's what,
So
and I bought a course about freelancing. At first,
okay.
I just saw it on the internet when I was just scrolling it, and I got interested about it because the platform said that the freelancers are encouraged to they promote that freelancers can work in their own time, and they could still allocate time for for their families, and it gave me a good reaction that why not try this, maybe this was for me.
Yeah.
So I dive right into freelancing.
Yeah. So, did you ever think that you would be your own boss?
No, never, it never crossed in my mind. I just go with the flow and just explore things that look scary because I wanted to go out in my comfort zone, and maybe because if I get out of my comfort zone, I might grow as a person.
Yeah. So, how hard was it for you to take that step?
Um, Honestly, I didn't feel anything when I move on to that step, and I just need to. I feel like I just need to explore more things, like, and
Yeah. Who tried to talk you out of it?
um,
Who tried
what?
to? Did anybody try to talk you out of it?
Mm, no one. My
Nobody.
family
See,
supported about my decisions, and
that's awesome. Because oftentimes when we have an idea or we decide to do something, sometimes you have people that will say, "Oh, maybe you shouldn't do that, and you went to school, and why are you not pursuing your degree?" But that's awesome that you had a support system that supported you and surrounded you. That's very important. I think my connection is weird. Can you hear me? Okay.
it's
Okay.
good.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm stable. But so that's great. Talk about how important it was for you to have that support system.
Having that support system gave me that inspiration to explore the my freelancing career, that everything is possible if there is someone who supports you in what you do and what you love doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I spoke to you the first time and you were so nervous and you were like, oh no, are we going to do the interview? And I'm like, no, this is not the
Because it's my
interview.
first time in doing live videos. I'm
Yeah.
so shy.
Yeah.
I'm
But
never.
you make the magic happen. You make the magic happen. So you're usually used to being behind the scenes, making
Yes.
all the dreams come true. But I'm telling you, you are a natural at expressing your creativity. And so when you're good at what you do, it just comes natural to express that part of who you are. And so you don't have to be well polished or well versed in knowing who you are and expressing what you do when it comes natural to you. So you don't have to be afraid to tell your story when you love what you do and you have a passion for it.
I get shy in the camera because as it's my struggle as an introvert. I tend to be scared that uh, I tend to be scared at showing up. And as an entrepreneur, I needed to show up because who will see my services if I don't show up? That's why I took the courage to really push myself to get visible, because you'll never know. I might
Yeah,
met my clients there if I
absolutely. That's so true. You know, I've noticed that most introverts are really creative and they hide their talents most of the time. They're afraid to step out and show that creative side, but they have so many great talents and they like to be behind the scenes. And so there's nothing wrong with showing off your talent and there's nothing wrong with expressing who you are. And I am so grateful that you decided to show up and to display your talent because people need that. There are people out there that are like me that have a creative side and have things that they need to get out there, but they need another part to help them get it out there. Like I got a podcast, but I need somebody to help me edit that thing. You know, I can do one aspect of it, but I can't do the whole aspect of it. So we need each other to work together. So we all need to share the creativity. And that's the thing that I love about this platform is that it gives everyone an opportunity to share their gifts and their talents. And so there's someone out there that needs what you have and you might need what they have and you can work together to bring those things to life. And so that's a great thing. So I applaud you for sharing your gift. And someone out there is going to reach out to you because they've been waiting for you to arrive.
so yeah, I I continuously show up in FB groups offering my services, and I also connect with other female entrepreneurs because I know that that is the first step in having clients. You need to connect with them and just make real connections. You don't need to be salesy. I don't like doing salesy. So sometimes I just connect and talk and
Yeah. So since you brought that up, someone that may feel like you, that they're like a little shy or introverted and they have a gift or a talent and they just don't know how to approach people or how to get it out there because they feel like it's salesy, what would you say to them?
um, just do it. You don't need to you don't need to wait until you're ready, and just trust the process and believe in yourself because you got the potential. You have that potential from the start. You just need to really believe in yourself and trust that you have that talent, and You need to share it to help other people.
That is so true. That is so true. Because what you have isn't for you, it's for you to share to help other people. So that's great advice. That is such great advice. So how long have you been doing this?
Honestly, I just recently begun 2 months. Just I think 2 months.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all right because you are doing an excellent job. So keep up the great work. And that's the thing. When you're good at what you do, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. You're the expert in it. I'm not the expert in it, so I don't know. You could be doing it for 2 days and you do it better than I do. So
Yes,
that's
you
a
don't
good
need to
thing.
have background to do all those stuff. You just need to learn. Take the time to learn that skill that you want to pursue, and just believe in yourself that you can do it.
Yeah. So what would you tell your younger self? Um, if you were able to talk to your younger self about what you're doing today, what would you tell your younger self?
What would I tell to my younger self? That um, to to remove that limiting beliefs that hinders my capabilities or talents that I could share, and that shyness can never can never help you in getting visible out there. You need to step up and just show up, and just pray that everything's going to be all right, and just trusting God that He will guide you to those great things that's ahead in your life.
Amen. That is so true. You said something that's so true. Trust in God, He'll guide you. That's all you need to do. And He'll
Yes.
get you there. Definitely. So when you often we do have these things that happen, we struggle or we doubt, what do you do in those times?
What was the question again?
I said often we struggle and we may have doubts. What do you do in those times? Like if you feel like maybe business isn't going where you want it to go, or you might not have the clients coming in like you want them to come. What do you do in those times?
Um, what I did was I just continue upskill and just continue getting out there. And I also didn't stop studying about freelancing, and just I just really believe in myself that I can do it.
Yes, yes, never give up. So if someone wants to work with you, what do they need to do?
So if they want to work with me, they may contact or connect with me on Instagram because I'm also active on IG. It's ra.socialhub, and they can also directly email me at ra.socialhub@gmail.com.
Okay. And
So if they
also, oh, go ahead.
so if they have any questions or inquiries regarding on my work, please don't hesitate to send me a message.
All right. Good deal. So you are on Instagram and you have a Gmail that they can get to
Yes.
you through, and and you work on social media, and do you are you still just freelancing, or what other ways do you work with people?
I just focus on freelancing.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So do you do personal and business or just personal accounts?
Mm, Personal. I have another separate account for my
Okay.
personal and another separate for my business account.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. 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 What else would you like to know? Like people to know about you?
Um, um, what else? Um, I want to talk about the when working with podcast editors because some podcasters just rely on the podcast, the post production part, and but the podcasters doesn't have a good equipment in making podcasts because sometimes there's some things that you can fix in the post production, and that's why the podcaster must also have that um, equipment, the right equipment in recording, so that in post production it's more easy to edit out and polish the recording.
Gotcha. Is there anything that you would suggest, or is that just something you'd rather talk to people about if they contact you? Any tips you would like to give?
Um, and also, I can to those podcasters who who have podcasts. So I have it. My tip is if you have um, contents, you can release contents or podcast episodes that already released. You can repurpose it and make audiograms. Um, audiograms. Just get a little snippet of the short recording of that episode, and you could also add transcription and an audiogram to to get the interest of the audience. It's
Okay.
a good way to promote your podcast,
Okay.
doing you repurpose your podcast episodes.
Okay. Do you do tutorials or anything?
No, I don't do tutorials because I'm still learning.
Yeah, see, that would be good. You can teach people that way as well. So, I really enjoy the fact that you share with people how you embraced what you like to do and why you do it, and that you enjoy doing what you do, and that you took a chance to pursue something different that you went to school with, and you decided that you were going to go and do something that gave you freedom and a capability to express your creativity and enjoy life on a more free um um I say on a more free experience, I guess. So you don't have to worry about anyone telling you what to do or how to do it. You can go in the direction of your own creativity, and I think that is just awesome. So congratulations to you for taking that leap, because for you to say that you're shy and introverted, you are very bold and brave to be able to have the courage to do that.
So thank you, Tanika, for having me as a guest in your show, and you made me face my fears as an introvert. I haven't done this.
Well, what I would like for you to do is take that word out of your vocabulary. You are not an
And
introvert. You are Rheann, and you're a podcast editor, and you can do
yes,
all things through Christ who gives you strength. And so you're not an introvert. You're so much more than that. And so you have to stop saying that you're something that you're not, because you can tell you are so much more than that word, or you wouldn't be here right now today. You're not shy. You're not an introvert. You are this fabulous woman that creates and inspires and motivates others to bring their productions to life. So embrace that.
yes, I will. I
Yes.
will. So
Yes.
to my can I say to my fellow introverts, be afraid because I know that the struggles of introverts are showing up. Be afraid of showing in calls and showing up themselves, and afraid to they are afraid in what they are going to say. They overthink, they procrastinate. You just need to face that fear, learn to dance with your fears, and right, and believe and trust me, you will thank me that you face your fears and you will overcome it. If I
Yes.
can do it, you can also do it too.
Yes. So true. Any last words other than that? Because that was so beautiful that you would like to leave the viewers with?
So, um, what I wanted to say was to all service providers or freelancers, if you're just starting out and you're thinking if you're going to have clients or not, just do it. Just continuously upskill and never stop never stop doing what you love, and just trust yourself and pray to God that you are always guided and he will help you.
Amen. Thank you so much for taking the time out to come on the show and share your gifts and talents and tell your story and be brave enough to stand up for who you are and to do what is good for you. And so I always take notes because I get good stuff from the guests that come on here for sharing what inspires them. And so I want to just go back over what you said. You said you chose a skill that reflected who you were because you
Yeah,
did a self reflection and you looked at what you loved and you did what you loved and what you enjoyed. So always reflect on who you are and choose something that you enjoy and that you love. Find out how you can help others in their struggles. Freelancers can work on their own time and it gives you freedom to enjoy life and be who you are and have more time with your family. And when you have a good support system, you have people on your side who will encourage and uplift and motivate you. Now, sometimes it may not be your family that is your support system. Sometimes it may not be your friends who are your support system. It may be the lady at the grocery store or the neighbor next door, or it might be somebody that you met in the park when you go on a jog. But there is someone that supports you and that is rooting for you. Allow that person that is your support system to be that for you. But trust there is a process. No matter what it is you're going through, no matter what it is that you want to do, just do it. Don't wait until you think you're ready because you never will be ready. Just do it. Step up and show up and remove any limiting beliefs that you think you may have. Whatever it is that you want to do, just continue to do it. Keep going, keep studying, keep believing in yourself, face your fear, and you will overcome it. Never give up. And always, always, always have the right equipment. No matter if you're a podcaster, no matter what you're doing, always have the right equipment and you will always have the right stuff. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you got something out of this. I know this was about podcasting and about editing, but it's so much more than that because sometimes in life we have to edit what's going on in our lives. And so, although we go through things in our life, we can edit out the things that we don't need and we can make it all good. So, keep believing in yourself. And remember, as always, you were created with a purpose. So, edit out the bad and go ahead and be great. Thank you, Ram, for coming on. God bless you in all your endeavors. Hang out with me for a minute. And everybody else, God bless you. And I will see you again real, real soon. I think I might have got through this one tonight. Everybody have a good one.